Right, morning all. Ugh. Oh dear.
Morning all.
Let's mute myself on the
Oh
channel.
dear.
Right, I had to have my other channel on so I can see why I can hear myself talking. I've had some microphone problems in the past. Right, so I'm going to do a kind of PoundLand survival review kind of thing, which I thought might be handy to do. There's many things you can buy in PoundLand for for survival reasons, really. I've got quite a bit on my desk right here. I'll put the camera over here so you can see what's going on. Also, there will be another live video later on today. The guy who sent me that package yesterday sent me an email saying another 2 packages are coming today. Well, I've just got one. Postman from Parcel Force woke me up early, well, so about 10 minutes ago. So I've got that there, and there is another one. I've just done an online check with Parcel Force. There should be another one here before 12 o'clock. So instead of doing that one now, I'm going to wait till the other one turns up, and I'll actually open them both together at the same time, kind of thing. So, the PoundLand survival gear. Well, let's say I've got a fair bit here. There is some stuff which I've not got here because I couldn't find them. And I have seen a few people do similar kind of videos. One thing I couldn't find was a multi-tool knife. It's a silver one. It's only PoundLand. You get corkscrew, screwdriver, bottom opener, and a knife on it. Yeah. I do have one, but where I put it, I've got no idea. I know I had it the other day because I sharpened up the blade, but where it's gone now, I've got no idea. The knives, you can actually buy these type of knives. You get, I can't remember, it's 3 or 4 in a packet. A bit like a little Stanley blade thing. They're okay to take with you if you need one. Use it for cutting rope, cutting those twine twigs. So normally I do buy these because I used to buy them for doing a little bit of woodworking at one time, and that was like a 5-minute spasm. But I always do buy them on the odd occasion if I need, because I always like use them for cutting wires and trimming wires and stuff like that. So that's one thing. I think it's like 3 or 4 you get for £1 in PoundLand. Now we all need candles. Candle for light and candle for fire making. Now I got the idea from a few people on how to make the old where are they? Flammable cotton wool balls. Now cotton wool is flammable just by itself, but I saw a video where a guy was using wax and petroleum. He melted the wax and the petroleum, and then he dumped these into the solution for a few seconds, took them out. Some he only covered half, some he actually covered all the way through. Mine I covered all the way through, and they do burn quite well actually. The only thing is that a spark sometimes does not light these straight away, so you've got to break them open and try to get a bit of that cotton wool fluff out. Or if you're using a lighter, then just in your little tent or shelter or whatever, while you get a 40 pack for £1, and each candle is supposed to last 3.5 hours apparently. Now these, as I say, are £1 each. These are scented ones, but it don't really matter. This is cotton fresh, and that's coconut breeze. These are supposed to last up to 29 hours each. I did buy some white ones a little while ago, which were slightly a little bit bigger and fatter, and that's what I used on my cotton wool balls, and also on some things, and I'll cover those with the wax and petroleum swill. There's firelighters, and using, you know, outside in the dark as candlelight. So I've got a bit of light in my little temporary accommodation, because it is only going to be temporary. I'm not going to be up there every single day of the week. So candles is a good idea for survival. And talking about cotton wool buds, this is just half a packet. I do have another full packet which I bought the other day. Cotton wool buds is a very good firelight starter. You can also use it, you know, to clean wounds if you cut your finger, and I've cut my finger a few times actually. So yeah, cotton wool buds, clean your wounds. You can light the cotton wool just as it is, or you can use wax from the candle, or the petroleum jelly. Now some people just use petroleum jelly. What they do is they take a few spoonfuls of that, melt them, and then like dip the candle, dip the cotton wool in. The video I saw was he used wax and petroleum jelly. He melted the wax first, stuck a couple of teaspoons of petroleum jelly in, and then dipped the cotton wool buds in. That's what I done. And I say they do work, because that's, you know, when you actually make these, because I covered all mine up, they don't light straight away. So what you got to do is get a knife and just like open it up and pull some of that, you know, clear cotton wool from the inside of it, and then get a spark. Once it sparks, it lights up quite nicely. If you can't get a spark on it, just use a lighter, or use something else, you know, which actually like fat wood, you know, shavings from fat wood, or bark, you know. Get some really minute shavings, use a firelighter, and then once that's lit, put one of these on. Once that's caught on fire, that lasts a good 10 minutes each, maybe a bit longer. Or you can just go the old school way, you know, packet lighters, 6 lighters for £1. These are flint lighters. I have taken one out and I've put it in my bag as an emergency backup, because sometimes, you know, when you're out and it's so cold, you know, your hands are frozen, you ain't got, you know, the energy or the grip to actually use a firelighter stick, you know, one of those ferro rods. So, you know, if you can't use a ferro rod in the freezing cold, then, you know, fall back on either a lighter or a box of matches. And I do have a light and a box of matches and my ferro rods in my bag. So I've got 3 ways of actually lighting a fire. The petroleum jelly, let's say, you can use as a fire lighting tool. It's meant to be very high flammable. I think some people would just dip them in and just cover them that way, but you can actually melt petroleum jelly and let it sink in to the cotton wool balls a lot better. And, you know, a tub for 375 grams, £1 each. I did buy 2 of those, and the other one's out in the kitchen. Now, I was going to actually buy one of these the other day, but I really wanted to get Home Sweet Home or Welcome Home one. This one was actually sent to me. I had 2 of these sent to me by Chris, and it's just like little banner signs you can stick up to make a little cabin or your little shelter feel a little bit more lively, you know, a bit more welcoming for any kind of like visitors you may have. Some people do take these. I've not seen many people take them, but super glue. The story with super glue was invented in the early 70s. And super glue was apparently used to help close up wounds, you know, on the military soldiers when they were in battle. You know, they got shot and the old doctor didn't have, you know, the old sewing kit with him, what they would do is like they'd dig the bullet out and then close the wound with super glue. And that's why super glue was like a very good thing to use. So if you cut yourself bad and, you know, you haven't got your proper medical kit with you, you know, for temporary measures, you can actually just clean the wound off and then put a bit of glue on and then just push your skin back together and it should stick it. Not that I've tried it yet. The only thing that's happened to me is that I've been using super glue and like it's leaked out and I've kind of like tried to rub it off with my fingers and my fingers have got stuck. Now, if your fingers do get stuck, the best way of getting it, your fingers apart is by using warm soapy water. And that will actually, like, you know, take that stickiness away from your fingers and then you can use your fingers again. So I do take super glue with me sometimes, just in case I need it for something else, not just for cuts, but, you know, for other kind of stuff. I think I've got one in my bag. I can't remember. So super tissues with you. One in case it's a cold, wintry, crappy day and you start getting a runny nose, so you can blow your nose on it. Also, if you need to go to the bathroom, you need number 2. You can use these to wipe your backside. And sometimes I have seen people use them as a quick fire lighter as well. So you get 12 packets of these for £1 in PoundLand. So that's a pretty good price actually. I normally do carry these with me. So I do suffer with hay fever, and if my eyes start itching and watering, I've got these to use, and I don't have to keep digging in my bag looking for the toilet paper I normally take with me as well. Next is masking tape, or whatever you want to call it. You get 4 for £1, and it can be used as a backup in case you run out of string. You can tie woods and sticks together. You can sometimes fix things like, you know, if your backpack breaks, you know, use this to like make a temporary kind of like repair, get home and do a proper repair. I had to do that the other day actually. My backpack clip broke again, so I had to come home and, like, you know, when I got home I had to take it off and repair my backpack. So you normally get 4 of these for £1. So these are kind of okay for like survival, for survival purposes. And again, like, you know, if you haven't got a first aid kit, which you should always carry, you know, and you've only got cotton wool and you cut your finger and you ain't got the super glue, you get the cotton wool bud and just wrap it around your finger and keep the cotton wool buddy on that way. Now, some people might not worry about these, but I bought these from PoundLand once before, and these are my fire lighter handle and my knife handle and my knife covering, like the little wooden sheath. And, you know, it just gives you a nice little touch up, you know, kind of thing. And you get 3 different colours for £1. You get like normal brown, light brown and dark brown. So, you know, it's not so much of a survival thing, but it's good to use to you know, decorate some of your carefully made handcrafted wood carvings, you know. So I have had a few of these. I bought these over a year ago actually, because as I say, I was doing woodworking, and I was like just using this, and like it's like a paint really in one way, your own little wooden building, you know. That's no, I bought those anyway. Torches, they do torches. These are £1 in PoundLand. You've got to buy the batteries separately. But I did do a review on a head torch the other day, but I can't find a bloody head torch again. This one is similar, but I did not get this from PoundLand. I got this from eBay, 99p from China, because it's a UV light. I'm not sure if PoundLand does UV lights actually, but they do these normal ones, and they were £1 each. So they're pretty good, you know, for out in the dark or having a bit of light in your little shelter. Hacksaw, one of these with a set of blades, PoundLand. If you're only going to do like, you know, a little bit of cutting, you know, for firewood, that's ideal. So you can a big saw, you know, foldable saw. It's smaller, lighter, and they do work quite well actually. I did have another one over here somewhere, a different type, was from PoundLand as well, but again, no, I need it, I can't find it. But yeah, hacksaws, PoundLand, pretty good survival little kind of a tool. And so you do get a packet of extra blades with it as well, and it's good for you, you know, just using it for like cutting firewood, preparing firewood and stuff like that. So that was £1. A string, 4 rolls of string, 60 meters, 197 foot. No, I don't know, I think that's 197 foot per roll. They're good, but when you're using it and tying wood together, you got to be a bit careful, because if you like, you know, pull it rather quick, you know, as if you're tightening, you know, the knot, it can snap, and mine has snapped a few times. I don't know what the difference is between them. I find that the brown is better than the green, but I like to use the green because it's more camo on the wood. But I have used them both, and you know, as long as you're not like going a bit too heavy with it, you know, it will tie up quite well. Just don't, you know, yank it, because otherwise it will snap. So 4 rolls for £1 in PoundLand. If you're doing videos, you can get these in PoundLand, little tripods for your GoPro or your action cam. I don't really use these, to be honest with you. You know, I've bought them. I have tried using them a couple of times, but they're kind of light and flimsy, and you know, if you don't set them up properly, you know, your camera goes kind of wonky, and even if you do set them up properly, which sometimes can be a bit of a problem because you can't get them out properly, you know, if you're doing it that way. No, it's like that. But I've noticed that sometimes when I did use them, a gust of wind can blow it over, because they are very light, only made out of plastic, it's not aluminium. But for £1, you know, if you want to buy them for £1 in PoundLand, you know, what's stopping you? Oh, I've not really used them. I've only used them a couple of times, and then I stopped using them because the wind kept blowing them over. These tins, I normally come with 2 clips, but one of my clips broke off. I bought these over a year ago, and I do have another one where both clips are actually on it. These can be pretty good for use actually. You can put like your fire lighting tools in there to keep dry. If you've got your own kind of like tin or storage for your fire lighter, you can put food in here to keep dry. The other week I ended up going to my camp, and I forgot to take a cup for making coffee. So I was saying, no, I can't make coffee, got nothing to make me coffee in. Then I realised I'd my tin. So I improvised, and I took out the firelight and stuff, just gave it a rinse round, and I used the tin as a cup to make my coffee in. So you can use that as a cup. You know, it's got many uses on. Just like most like storage things, you know, you can use them for storing nicks and knacks. You can put your, you know, if you're interested in embroidery, you know, like sewing stuff up, you can put your sewing kit in there. You can put buttons and stuff like that, you know, things that you might need if your clothes get damaged. You know, you can put, you know, general bits and pieces in here, you know, that, a lighter, a flash torch. You know, you can put all different kind of things in there. But I have used one of these for my fire lighting kit in the past, but I've found something else to use for my fire lighting kit now. But yeah, you know, these are pretty good, you know, £1 each in PoundLand. They do have like 2 clips on, but as I say, this one's broken. I do have another one in my bag with a few bits in it, and oh, they're pretty good little tins actually. You could probably make it into like a little cooker, maybe. You know, put some what is it called, mesh spirits in there, and let the mesh spirits light up, and you know, you use it for like a little mini cooker or something. But it's got many kind of things, you know, you can use it for many things actually. You know what, you know, they're only £1 each. They do work. This one does work. I've just taken the batteries out for a radio. But little fans, you know, you can get different type of fans. You know, this one is completely different from that one. And PoundLand do sell, you know, fans sometimes throughout the whole year. So fans you can use to keep you cool. And sometimes you might be able to use the fan to blow air into your fire to get those embers burning again, which I've not seen anyone use. So yeah, you know, because they are plastic though, as long as they're like the fire has only got embers and you're trying to relight your fire, you know, this does blow, you know, a fair amount of cold air, and you might be able to use this to actually light your fire up again. Just an idea, but it's mainly used for, you know, keeping you cool during the summertime. The other thing, which is pretty good to use outside, is a little knife. I got these. I've had a couple of these actually in the past, and I still do sell these in PoundLand. Little miniature box cutter knife. You can use it as a carving tool as well. It's got an extra set of blades. I've seen these going on eBay, you know, for a ridiculous price, about £3-4 each. You know, why spend £3-4 each when you can get them from PoundLand? So, you know, these little box knives are pretty good to use for doing a little bit of, you know, touch-up work on your carving. It's a little box knife, £1. Coffee, you know, I bought a box of this coffee. I think it was like 10 sachets for £1. We all, you know, want something nice and warm to drink, coffee. So I bought a box of these and a box of these. I think you get 12 of these in a box, I think. I can't remember. But I bought a couple of different types of coffee, which I take with me and drink. So coffee is a good kind of like little survival drink. This, people might think, well, why do I want those? What is the point of having a picture frame? Well, you got like these little brackets, and you get the nails, and you can hang things up with them, not just pictures. You know, you could hang your if you've got like you made yourself a knife you want to stick in your little shelter, then you know you can hammer one of these to the wood and put a picture up. Make yourself a little bit more of a friendlier environment inside your, you know, camp. You can hang a few up on a wall, not on a wall, on some trees outside, and hang a few bits up when you're not needing them. Just make sure you remember where you do hang your things. But yeah, I bought a pack of these because I thought they might be handy to hang things up. Like, you know, if you've got a cup, you can always tie a bit of string around the cup and hang it on one of these. And there are different types of things in here. You know, you've got your nails, you've got 3 different types of clip things. So I bought those, and they was only £1. I bought those the other day. I have used them before, and you know, used them to hang pictures and other bits and pieces. So you know, it's not so much of a survival tool, it's just like a novelty thing for your base camp. Coming over to this side, not many left now. Pillow, blight pillar. I've had these before. They do work. Sometimes they'll be a bit too rough with them. They do tend to pop open and all the air pops out and you have to blow them up again. Or if you ain't got like something soft underneath it, you know, like a tarp, then yeah, you can tear into the actual fabric and then you've got a damaged pillow. But yeah, I think they still do them, but I think they only do them more summertime. I didn't see any the other day, but blight pillar for £1. I have used them. They can be comfortable. I won't blow it all the way up because it does make your neck hurt, but if you blow it like 3/4 way up, then it's fine. Chair. PoundLand always does these chairs. Nice little chair you can sit on. I have seen many people make the fabric themselves, and when they go out, they just clip the 3 bits of wood and make the actual frame themselves. I did take this out a couple of times when I was like making the camp, but yeah, they kept sinking into the mud because it was so muddy up there. You know, as soon as you sat down, and you was near enough sitting on the mud. So you know, unless it's a dry day and like, you know, the ground's nice and hard, these are quite good to use. They're only £1 in PoundLand. It's usually with the camping or fishing equipment when they do it. So they only do like camping and fishing equipment a certain time of year. I don't know, it's May or June, but they do them. This I got because I thought I might use this for my milk detecting. Now I saw a video the other day where a guy was actually preparing a little plot of land where his base was to grow vegetables, and he actually took a full-size rake. Well, I'm going to be doing that myself, making a little plot of land to grow some veg, try and get some of the stones out of the way, you know, especially the big rocks. And then, you know, you can also use that to dig holes, you know, small holes to put your wood in. You know, you can use it for a few things. You know, for £1, you know, you can't really go wrong for £1. You know, it's sturdy. It's well, you know, got like a hand grip on it, so you know, stops it from slipping. But yeah, you know, you can use it for a digging tool. You know, you won't cut through roots, but you know, you can use it as a digging tool. You know, you can use it to dig along and just make a little bit of a clearing in the ground. If you're going to make a fire on the ground, you ain't got no bricks or rocks or anything like that, and the ground's wet. If you dig into the ground, the top layer is usually wet, and the, you know, the dirt inside is usually dry. So you just like dig in and get to the dry bit, and then put your wood down, and then that's it. You know, so you know, one of these, you know, it's a bit kind of you know, it's a bit of a problem sticking your backpack unless you have it outside your backpack on one of those like carabinos, because it has got a hole in. You know, it's got like a bit of plastic, but you know, you're going to use it, pull a piece of string, tie the string on, and then use a carabiner, and you can have it hanging outside your backpack. I won't put it inside your backpack because it does take a bit of room up, valuable room, where you know, you could be putting other stuff, unless you put it down flat, you know, whatever. Batteries, always take batteries with you, especially for your torches and stuff like that. These are the AAA ones. I do have AA. And talking about torches, head torches, £1 from PoundLand. These take the AAA batteries. I do have a couple of these actually. I've got one in the bag, but the actual bit where the you take off to put the batteries in keep falling off. So I'm going to swap that over this one and put the batteries which is in the other one into here because they're still brand new batteries. And you know, little headlamp, 7 LEDs, PoundLand. The batteries, you know, PoundLand. Well, actually, this was a 30 pack for £2. You get like an 8 pack for £1. Double A's and triple A's, and you know, like the 9 volts, they're all PoundLand. Tubs. I bought a packet of these. You normally get like 3 of these tubs, and you know, you can use it for food storage. You can use it to put bits and pieces in. There was another thing I was missing. I had it a little while ago. I think I might have left it in the kitchen. But yeah, you know, you can put your like butter in there, mushrooms. You know, I put food in here, and it is airtight, very airtight. It's waterproof as well. They do different types, different sizes. This one I mainly use for, like, you know, sometimes put some of the phylum. I've got a small kind of like container, which I think I did leave in the kitchen, and I've put like a needle, and instead of like your normal thread, I put some fishing wire in there, because fishing wire is a lot more stronger than thread. So when I, you know, have a accident and tear my trousers or something here, I can sit there and sew up. So it's always good to get some sewing gear as well. Now, I don't have like the ones that I saw last night on people's streams, but you know, you can get stuff like this. You know, sometimes you get one of these little threads. You get like a thimble, and like you get like these little popper buttons. Sometimes you get like a little tape measure. I've just been buggered out, you know, pins like that with the little heads on. You know, you might get something like that as well. Or sometimes you might get these kind of like cotton reels. Now, they do different types of, like, you know, cotton threads and sewing needles and stuff like that. I did buy one, but I lost the sewing needle, so I bought this one from when I wanted to get some sewing needles. Just the sewing needles itself, one set was £1. Just for one set. On here on eBay, I got 4 sets for £1.50. So actually, I'm going to get my scissors. Actually, I'll do it a bit later. I'm going to get my scissors and put it in here and put some sewing gear in here. I've got like a little pot in the kitchen with just a needle and some fishing wire. And that might be the postman. Hello? Hello? No. No. What when I posted the wrong door, asking for Joanne or someone. So yeah, that one I'm going to use for, you know, my sewing kit, because I've only got like a little square one. It's only got a couple of like sewing needles and a bit of fishing wire in there. I do have really bad eyesight, so trying to thread, you know, sewing needles is like really bad for me. So what I will do is I'll put some of this in here. You know, I'm going to not use this type. I'm not going to use that type. I'm going to put some of these ones in there. you know, the white, got like a green colour. And I just put a few in. I don't really need the little thimble because my finger doesn't even fit it, so you know that's pointless. And I will cut some fishing wire off as well to put in there later on. And sometimes they come with a really small pair of mini scissors, which are just crap. And also sometimes they will come with buttons, little buttons. I like how the Americans say button, or button. It's supposed to be pronounced as button, but they say button. I'm not trying to take the piss out of the Americans. They're great people, you know. But you know, it makes me funny. You know, it's kind of funny. It makes me laugh when I say button, and some people pronounce it different ways. So a couple more things. We all seen these in PoundLand. Drinking fountain. I think this is aluminium. Comes with a top. You can either put your drink in there, cold drink, and drink it cold, or you can stick it on the fire and boil your water through that way. Just, you know, keep the lid off because the lid is kind of plastic. It comes with a little carabiner as well, so you know you can stick your water in, or your beer, or a bit of a rum or brandy or something here, and I would advise you to wash these out when you get them with hot soapy water, because I've noticed that some of these, you know, when you do wash them out, it's got dirt in. So yeah, these are pretty good. You know, if you ain't got them in your bag, you always hang it on the outside of your bag with a carabiner. So that's another good little survival one. Baking tray. I used one of my baking trays. I bought two to melt the candle wax and the petroleum for when I made my cotton wool firelighter balls. And the other thing, some people might think, well, you know, why do you need, you know, shoe shine polish? Well, you know, some people might be a bit fussy on their boots. You know, they go out camping, they walk all through in the mud and think, oh no, look, you know, stay in my bloody boots, you know, they're all dirty and, you know, muddy. Well, if you wash your boots off, if you're that kind of person who don't like muddy boots, I won't wear your best boots out for one, but if you do, always buy one of these and give your shoe a bit of a polish up when you're walking around in your little camp. Or, you know, or you can actually take out the polishing and use the containers. I've not actually looked at these actually. Let me have a look at one of them. So this comes in handy. No, well, it ain't got polish in there. It hasn't even got polish in here, man. Well, you could always cut the sponge out and use the box as a container, because it does not have polish in there. It's just a sponge. Now you can always tear that off, and then you've got like a little container. But I always thought this had like polish on there, but it hasn't, unless it's kind of inside the actual sponge. But I'm just doing that and there's nothing coming out of it. So maybe you have to put your own polish in there. But there we go. 2 boxes for £1, I suppose. Why buy 2 of those when you can buy a packet of 3 of these? Well, anyway, that's it for the PoundLand thing. There was a few other bits and pieces, like, you know, cut pocket knives, you know, the multi-knife that I can't find. There was another set of different tubs I was going to show you. First aid kit, is in my bag at the bottom, and I didn't want to keep dragging that out, because sometimes when I drag it out I forget to put it back in, and that is like, you know, one of the main things you do need when you go out camping or, you know, hiking or bushcrafting. So make sure you got yourself a nice little first aid kit. PoundLand do it, you know, you get plasters, get like a little packet of band-aids, you get a strip of bandages, you get a strip of like other plasters, little pair of scissors, you know, and it's all in like a little first aid bag for £1. So you know, that's definitely worth getting, to be honest with you. But I think that's it actually. No, if you like taking photos, which I used to do, you buy, you know, these like little camera pack carriers, put your camera in there. Get these for £1 in PoundLand. I've got a camera in there already, so you know, sometimes I take this out with me, because when you buy a camera, you sometimes don't have an actual case to carry it around with. So you know, you go PoundLand, you can get these cases for £1. So that's another item. You know, so they do different torches as well. This one doesn't work. I even tried the batteries in it, it wouldn't work. So this one's going in the bin. No, it ain't working. What's the point? You know, just keeping it so that go in the bin later on. But yeah, I think that's it. You know, I could do another review on other kind of stuff like, you know, food and beverages, but I don't tend to buy a lot of food or beverages, you know, in PoundLand. You know, I just buy things that I think might be useful on like a long-term kind of use, like, you know, your sewing kit, you know, your lighters, your little utility knives, you know, all this you can actually use when you're camping or bushcrafting. So, you know, not all this is in PoundLand now. You know, sometimes it's not in there till like May, June time. But, you know, when they do their summer kind of stuff, that's the best time to have a look around. But there's no harm in having a look around, you know, for some of this stuff now. You know, containers, you know, you're going to need to put your food and, you know, bits and pieces in there. You know, if you've got a sewing kit and you don't want to take the whole sewing kit out, get some little containers and put some sewing equipment in. If you don't want to carry heavy saws around with you, always get a small hacksaw for £1. No, cotton wool buds, as I say, cotton wool balls. They do actually do cotton wool pads as well, which I've not tried. I did watch a guy yesterday on one of his old videos. He prefers pads, but I prefer cotton wool balls. So people got, you know, different ways and, you know, different tastes and what they want to take with them, you know, kind of thing. Another thing was that you could get like these kind of it's like a row, because it's all like tied together with metal, like a little gardening fence, kind of miniature gardening fence. This was £1, right? But you could always take that metal off and use the metal bit being this, you know, for something else, like, you know, tying up something, and use this as firewood. You know, it's really dry, and I did use some of this the other day, and, you know, it was really good for lighting up, you know, a good fire. So, you know, you can always get some of these as well. So that's it for now. Hope that video was enjoyable. If it wasn't, and I'm sorry. If it was boring, I'm sorry, you know, but some, you know, it does give you an idea on some of the useful things that PoundLand does do. Although they might be cheap and cheerful, people might want to go out and, you know, if they got money, you know, that's burning their pocket and they want to go out and buy the expensive stuff, and good for them. But if you're on a low budget, like I am, a very, very low budget, you know, I don't get no help from anyone apart from one person who sent me some stuff yesterday. I've got another box down there they sent me, and I've got another box coming today from the same person as well. So there will be another video later today, live stream one, where I'm actually showing what's in the boxes. And there's some good stuff in that one. I have had a little peek, but I will show you what's in there. But yeah, there's some good stuff in there actually. But you know, when you got people like that who's generous and you know who don't mind helping you out because they know that you probably are on a low income, and you know they just want to help you out because they enjoy your channel. Like this gentleman said to me, you know, he sent me messages on my mobile saying, the reason I do it because I followed you on YouTube for years, you know, just not this channel, but you know, the paranormal channel. He enjoys watching my coffee time chats and stuff like that. And you know, he has said, like, you know, because we're giving, it's always good to give back, and that's what he's doing. He's giving me something back for the enjoyment I've given him. So you know, I appreciate that. So there will be a video of me showing you what's in that box later. He did say there is 2 boxes coming today. I've done a Royal Mail check, and there should be another one here before 12 o'clock. But I might have to nip out after quickly, go and get some milk because I'm nearly out of milk. I've only got that one coffee there, and I don't really want to be using the coffee I showed you because that's for all my outside little adventures. So I definitely need to go and buy some milk later on. And I prefer to go and get the milk straight away. And when I get back, I'll do a little video on showing you what's in the box. Gentleman's name's Chris. Sent me a box yesterday. I did a box opening yesterday, and say he sent me a message saying he's got another 2 coming today. So that's one of them. Another one should be here before midday. And once I've got the second one, once I'm back from the shops, I'll do a live stream and showing you what's inside in the boxes. And I'll tell you one thing, there's some good stuff in that box. You know, I'm surprised what is in that box. So yeah, bear with me. I'll probably be back on around about 1 o'clock time, or just before 1 maybe. Say between 12:30 and 2 o'clock, somewhere around that time, I'll be doing the no live stream showing you what's in the boxes. Anyway, catch you later. Have a good one. Cheers on. And thanks again to Chris for the stuff he sent me. Do appreciate it. I'll not be able to text you at the moment because my phone is on charge. Battery keeps dying on me. And that's another thing I might have to do today. Go out and get my phone sorted out. So, although you may be texting me, I might not be able to text you back at the time because my phone battery is dead at the moment. No, although you heard it just bleep a minute ago, that's because it's on charge and it's only on 1%, and it takes me more than 1% to send a message back. So you don't get a message through from me, you know, till tomorrow. I do apologise. You know, it's my mobile phone. As soon as it's charged up, I will send you a message anyway. All right. Thanks very much, and I'll catch you all later. Cheers.